Hey guys, I'm back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
And I'm bringing you 5 more photography tips for beginners. All right, so tip number 1, fail faster. Now I know that sounds crazy, but you want to make a lot of mistakes then learn from them. See, the more mistakes you make, the faster you'll learn and improve your photography skills. We all started from somewhere, right? And we're still learning. You just have to keep turning your L's into lessons and then increase your skill level. So keep trying new things you haven't done before and make more mistakes to get where you want to be. Now, tip number 2, chase the sun. You want to shoot during golden hour or blue hour. In other words, that's sunset or sunrise. Lighting is key. It dictates the shape, texture, contrast, and shadows in your photos. So if you're shooting outside, try to shoot in that 1-hour window briefly after the sunrise or before the sunset, and you will have much more flattering light. Since the light is diffused, you're much less likely to blow out highlights or lose details in the shadows that are difficult to avoid during the strong light available during most of the day. Tip number 3 is to master all of your prime lenses in the beginning. A prime fixed lens will force you to get up and move around, increasing your creativity, versus having a zoom lens from far away. Using a prime lens also makes you consider your framing more. They are usually faster and aren't confined to the aperture limitations at various focal lengths. Also consider mastering one focal length at a time so you can learn the differences, and then you'll know what to use in any scenario. Tip number 4 is to keep shooting and experimenting. You might not believe this, but yes, you're gonna have to practice. I know AI ain't trying to hit us.
But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice.
But cameras and post-processing software can be intimidating at first. The more you experiment and the more photos you take, the better your photos will be. You'll continue getting better as you take more pictures. The more time you spend on photography, just like anything else, you're gonna get better at it. The more time you work on your craft, the easier it will be to take the photos you wanna take. Tip number 5 is to invest more on learning and less on your gear. If you're thinking about spending thousands of dollars on new cameras and lenses, think again. People often end up disappointed that their shiny new toys aren't producing that wow factor that they're expecting. You ever hear this saying, oh, you got a nice camera after you take a picture? It's not the equipment that does it, it's the knowledge that you have and how to use it. Because you can give that same equipment to somebody else and they can't produce what you can produce. But most people who are not into photography like that, they're gonna blame it on the equipment or the camera that you buy. Believe it or not, you could take the best photos with a modest digital camera. Like I said in the first video, don't get caught up in the camera brand wars. You'll be amazed at what you can do even with your cell phone that's in your pocket. All you need is proper lighting. But with anything, you'll still need to have a solid understanding of the basics. That's why it's critical to continue learning and mastering composition and lighting before spending anything on new gear. Here's a bonus tip. Please make sure you have insurance on your camera gear. Nobody is gonna tell you this, but listen, you can save a fortune by having insurance on your camera equipment. This stuff is expensive, right? A lot of people, they don't know how much you're spending on this equipment. You know, some people complain about the prices of the photography or the photo shoot, but really, something is going to break. You almost have to count on it, but have a backup plan. Have your camera insured, please, and have backup gear as well, because you might have a day where it's super windy and you break 2 of your lights at the same time. Well, that's all I got for y'all on this video. I will see you again next week, and remember, keep creating.